Hey guys, this is Gloria. I am coming on just to share with you guys a really quick, easy project that I am doing in preparation for some furniture pieces that I will be redoing. And so what I did was I pulled out my air dry clay, and I also pulled out my favorite bowl molds. And the air dry clay that I am using is from Tuesday Morning. It is air hardening modeling clay, and it looks like this. I picked it up for $2.99. You can also pick this up from Hobby Lobby, as well as I believe Michael's, but I know for sure Hobby Lobby had it as well. So these are some of the molds that I'm using. This one already has a bow pressed, some clay pressed into it to make a bow. And it's a really thick mold. This one came from AliExpress. And so I love this particular bowl mold, and if I can find it, I will link it down below just in case you guys wanted to grab it too. But this is the bowl that I used on the back of my craft room chair when I redid my chair. So that is how it looks when it comes out of the mold. And of course, you can go with your fingers and kind of smooth out some areas that you want to smooth out and rework the clay as you see fit. And so with this air hardening clay, it's very, it's not super hard, but it's not that soft either. So you do have to knead it. And when I say knead it, I mean roll it between your hands like this to kind of soften it up a bit in order to use it in your molds. You want to have enough in your hand to actually cover the mold that you're using. But these molds are pretty big. Like this one is okay to pull out and knead together a smaller piece in order to make this bow. But the larger ones, for me, it takes me more than just one ball to create the bow. And then after you create the bows, you're going to let them sit, and they are going to harden overnight. So 24 hours, you're going to let them sit. These bows here, or molds, are deeper, way deeper than this one right here that I also picked up from AliExpress. But this one is a very pretty one as well. But what you're going to do is you're just going to feed the clay down into the wells, and you're going to push the clay down as far as you can get it, because you want it to transfer all of the little markings and the little carvings onto your clay. And you can work in sections with these, because you can always, like I said, go back and smooth out any imperfections that you don't like. But I kind of like that, because to me it kind of more so mimics a real ribbon bow. I think that you can also use regular clay for this, and it may work just as well. And you can fire it or put it in your oven and, bake it and dry it out that way. I really don't like how hard it is to work with this particular clay. But, it's what I had on hand, so I'm going to go ahead on and use it. I do like the way it looks on projects. I've put one of these bows on a dresser that I redid, as well as a stool that I'm going to share with you guys very soon, and on my craft room chair that I redid, my thrift store chair that I redid. So I love the way it looks, because it looks like a real piece of the furniture, if that makes sense. But anyway, all you're going to do is you're going to continue to press your clay down into your mold, trying to get into all of those little nooks and crannies. So just keep on pushing it and forcing it down. And I really don't care what the backside, which this is the backside, I really don't care what that looks like per se. I just want to make sure that the clay is ending, like right up in here, that is ending where it should end for the mold. But as far as the way this looks, I really don't care because it's going to be on something, so you won't see the back. And then once I get all of the clay in there the way I want, then I take my hand and I just kind of press it down into the clay, and I fold back the sides so that I can make sure that the clay is ending where it needs to end. If you have any clay tools, you can definitely use those, but I really don't have those. You can also take away some clay. I just kind of pinch it and pull it until the clay kind of releases so that it won't be as much and the back won't sit up in a very awkward way. Another thing that I do is I turn the mold over and I will press it down like this onto a flat surface. And in doing that, it allows for, you know, you to get a bit of a flatter surface in the back side. And then once you're done and you're okay with how it looks, you made sure that you cleaned up your edges as best you can by kind of rolling the clay back on itself like that. Then what you will do is you will pop your bowl or whatever you're making a mold of, you will pop it out. And this is what it looks like. And then you'll just sit that on a flat surface. I'll sit it here. I'll just sit it on this little flat surface here. Usually I have a tray, and I am gonna put these on a tray so they can go ahead and dry and just keep on going. I'm gonna use all of this clay today because even though they say you can seal it up in a plastic bag and all that stuff and come back to it, I find that it's even more difficult to work with once you've opened it and the air has already started to harden it a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and use all of this and finish making some bowls for future projects, and that's about it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, if I can find the bowl links, and I will put those down below. And I hope that you guys are doing well. And as always, if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I possibly can. Take care, guys. Bye.